When it comes to wild animals, everyone follows a few unwritten rules. But people always get too ambitious and go overboard with it. Whenever humans get in the way of day-to-day life, instant karma hits them right in the face. And here are a few of those cases. Lion cages are always off limits, but it looks like this woman didn't get the memo. She got dangerously close to the lion just to wave $100 bills at it. Not just that, she also kept repeating, "I missed him so much, I missed him so much," as if she knew the animal personally. Her public stunt didn't end there. She actually climbed over the small fence and stepped into the lion's exhibit. All of this seemed quite familiar. That's when the zookeeper realized that someone else had done it before. Back in 2019, a woman named Maya Autry climbed over the fence to get closer to the animal. She was then charged with criminal trespassing and banned from the zoo. It turned out that the woman in the blonde wig was in fact Maya Autry in a terrible disguise. She would have gotten eaten if it weren't for the trench separating the lion and the woman. Wildlife photographers don't particularly have the easiest jobs. It's a literal game of life and death for them. Antonio Ruiz here was trying to get a few good shots of the crocodile under the bridge in Costa Rica. Meanwhile, his friends were dropping pieces of meat in the water to attract the crocodile. Antonio didn't realize how close he had gotten to the famished crocodile until it was about to bite the man. The photographer managed to move out of the way before the crocodile could get out of the water. In general, crocodiles are very territorial, so maybe this wasn't the best angle anyway. There's a reason why safari parks and zoos strictly forbid people from feeding the animals. Along with her friends, this woman was visiting a safari park in Tennessee, and she had the bright idea of freeing the llamas. As soon as one of them approached her, she was super invested in finishing whatever she had in that container. However, the other llama didn't like the feeding process and suddenly spat on her. Since she was sitting in a car with other people, the extremely foul smell stuck to her and the car. Not just that, the llama spat right in her face. How gross is that? But at least she won't go near them to feed them ever again. With the rise of mukbangs, several YouTubers have tried to pull some questionable stunts. This Chinese blogger went as far as eating a completely live octopus. She thought she could get a few more views by torturing the poor fellow. However, the cephalopod got its revenge by sticking its 280 suckers all on her face. Obviously, the octopus was just trying to defend itself, but the blogger didn't know any better. It had held onto her face so tightly that when she plucked its tentacles off, it left a small scar on her face. She was even bleeding. That's enough reason to cook your food thoroughly. News reporters have to power through everything to give the people what they want. Apparently, this also means reporting the news while a whole bunch of ostriches peck at you. This woman took one of their eggs, which is what the ostriches were trying to protect. Because of that, they kept attacking her, but she was one tough cookie and couldn't just keep the egg down. Slowly, the ostriches got angrier and started to peck and grab her hair until she finally decided to give up. Maybe next time, just use a prop. In many countries, monkeys are kept as street performers, and generally they're not kept in the best conditions. In fact, they're almost always abused. This guy was trying to get his monkeys to behave for an audience, but they were fed up and did what they had to do. They pulled down his pants. As soon as the man bent down, one of the animals pulled his pants down and exposed everything to the audience. Jeez, leave something to the imagination. Was this deserved? Tell us in the comments. Geese might have a notorious reputation for being aggressive for no reason, but if there's one thing that's true about them, it's the fact that they're very protective parents. This guy thought chasing a whole family of Canadian geese around with a camera would be a good idea, but boy was he wrong. The geese parents thought of him as a danger to their chicks and immediately started to attack him. Thankfully, he decided to move away before the geese got too aggressive. Animals don't really understand our intentions. Sometimes people just have pure intentions, but they might seem evil to animals. This little girl wanted to help a baby crow get off the road so it wouldn't get injured by passing cars. But the crow's parents didn't understand that. In fact, they thought that the girl was about to attack the little bird. That's why they swooped in and pecked her right in the head. That's not all. The aggressive birds made it their mission to attack every person that walked in that parking lot. It turns out that this is quite common in Vancouver and Burnaby, as baby crows learn to leave the nest at this time of the year. Deer are pretty calm animals, since they're on the bottom of the food chain and are herbivores. But this guy was in for a ride when he decided to spray himself with one of the most disturbing scents: deer urine. Not just any deer urine, it was one that had special hormones and a higher amount of male mating hormone than a regular one. The deer immediately sensed that this man was an opponent. Since it was mating season, he was practically asking this deer to beat him up. A few tricks here and there don't do any harm, but agitating a wild animal just for the sake of it, that's never okay. Some countries use bull carts on a regular basis. That's no big deal. But this group of men overburdened the buffalo and riled it up way too much, all for fun. After putting the poor buffalo through so much, it broke loose and sent the whole group of men flying across the road. The men shouldn't have been pulling such a dangerous stunt in the middle of the road. No wonder they received a hot order of instant karma. Many people agreed that they should be arrested or at least have a file against them for animal cruelty. In places where there is an abundance of stray dogs, it can get quite frustrating dealing with them. But it's never okay to hurt them. A little boy saw a starving dog enter their open kitchen and try to look for some food. The boy didn't like the idea of a stray dog trying to steal food from their kitchen, so he had in his head the idea to kick the poor dog. But fate had other plans, and the little boy slipped just as he was going to kick the dog's behind. If you're at the zoo, make sure your kids are in check, or they might end up in this position. These kids were teasing and taunting monkeys by throwing some food at them. Other than annoying them, they kept calling out to them, and monkeys don't take that sort of disrespect. The monkey finally got fed up and picked up its poop and threw it right in their face. Another regular case of instant karma and justice served straight up. Alright, comment down below which of these instant karma stories you like the most, and tell us about your own similar experiences. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and hit that bell icon for more. See you in the next one.